What do you do when inflation is skyrocketing? Consumer debt, credit card debt is at all-time highs, and housing prices are the least affordable they've been in decades. But you still have the dream of owning your own home. Well, you gotta think outside of the box. And today on Discover Vancouver, Washington, I'm gonna show you how. Let's get to it. Let's be honest, times are tough. The price of everything has just skyrocketed. The price of homes just seems unattainable for most people, and a lot of people have simply thrown in the towel and have given up. But have faith, everybody, because I'm going to give you some strategies that are going to be a little bit outside of the box that you might not have thought of. What if I told you there was a way that would make it easier to qualify for a home and potentially save you 50% of your mortgage costs every month? Would you believe me? Maybe not. But the strategy I'm talking about is called house hacking. Now, house hacking is when you buy a duplex and you live in one side and you rent out the other side. So when qualifying for a duplex, you can use that potential rent money from the other side to help boost your income to qualify for that home. You also get the added benefit of having your mortgage reduced because that other side is paying you rent, and that is going to decrease your mortgage payment. So you may be saying, well, I'm still kind of living in an apartment, but you're reaping all the benefits of being a homeowner. So you get all the tax benefits, you get the appreciation, you're not paying somebody else rent. And yes, in time, if you had your eyes on a single family home or a larger home, you could either sell that duplex or find a way to keep it and then upgrade to another home. But house hacking is a great way to get your foot in the door while helping you qualify for a mortgage and also helping you lower that mortgage payment. The next out-of-the-box strategy involves you packing a suitcase and harnessing your sense of adventure. We live in a golden age of travel where people can get basically anywhere they want in a short amount of time, so why not take advantage of that? Look, I want you to buy a home in Vancouver. It's a great place to live. I love it. I want to help you do that. But it might not be right for everybody, and if you're in a stage of your life where you're able to move around, you don't have a lot of responsibilities, and you're willing to be mobile and look at different opportunities, you can take advantage of them in different markets. Now, this is called Geo Arbitrage, and it's basically a fancy name for moving to an area that's going to have lower expenses, lower cost of living, including housing. There's a lot of great places out there that have median home prices that are hovering around $300 or less, and I'm talking about places like Cincinnati, Ohio, Kansas City, Missouri, Jacksonville, Florida. There's a number of these cities where the population is growing, home prices are pretty low, the cost of living is low, but the economy is growing, and you're seeing a lot of medical organizations move in, tech companies move in, and these cities are really on the upswing. And so if housing is super unaffordable here in Vancouver and on the West Coast in general, and you have the ability to move, it might behoove you to take advantage of that, at least for the time being, and to get your kind of feet in the door of home ownership, and maybe there's an opportunity career-wise. You really got to do some digging, but there's a lot of places that offer less expense, especially with homes and cost of living. So Geo Arbitrage may be a way for you to own a home sooner than you think. My next out-of-the-box strategy to get into a home is to go the multi-family, multi-generational route. And now I believe that this trend is really going to increase in the next decade or so as housing remains relatively inaccessible and quite expensive. You're going to see family members start planning on cohabitating together. And this may also just include friends going in together to buy a home. So these would be, 5 or 6 bedroom homes where maybe there's a downstairs that has maybe a kitchenette or maybe a separate living area for grandparents. So this isn't a typical situation that we've become accustomed to. Like usually it's like, I'm gonna turn 18 and I'm gonna move out and I'm never coming back again. But I think, you know, personally, as I get older and I have children, and if you're going to start a family especially, you realize the benefits of having your grandparents closer to you to help out with a little bit with childcare and just to kind of give you a little bit more support. And that's valuable for your kids to have access to their grandparents as well. So I think this is a trend that we're going to see increase. And it's a great way if you're willing to kind of plan it out in the future and have those conversations, because it is a little bit different. So as long as you're clear in your communication and you can sit down and have a conversation about what that's going to look like very specifically, you could pool your resources and buy a home where everyone's going to be able to live together. And that's going to cut down the expense of buying that home because you're pooling your resources. So I believe that buying a multi-family, multi-generational house is a great way to think outside of the box and get that home that you've always wanted. What if I told you you could find a house with less competition and at rates that we've become accustomed to? I'm talking about 2021 rates. Well, the method for that, out-of-the-box method, is going to be networking. So simply putting the word out there to friends and acquaintances that you're looking to buy a home, their home, if they decide to sell. You could also network with real estate groups to find off-market deals. Now, this involves a little bit more legwork and some creative financing. So the way you can get a lower interest rate is if your friend or acquaintance who's selling to you has an FHA loan or a VA loan, it may be assumable, which means that you could basically take over that loan at the terms that they qualified for. Now, you would still have to qualify for the mortgage, but you would be assuming taking on the terms of their loan, which could be considerably lower than today's interest rates. The other method of financing could be subject to financing, where you take the title of the property, but the mortgage is still in the seller's name and you pay them to make the payments. So they're still making the payments and you're paying the seller and the title is in your name. It gets a little bit more complicated and you're really gonna wanna do your homework and consult a real estate professional when doing this, but it is possible to find homes with these kind of deals at rates that are a lot lower. So networking can be a great out-of-the-box strategy for finding a home in this tough market. That's it, everybody. I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you want more information, don't hesitate to book a no-pressure discovery call with me in the link. And I hope you're doing well, and we'll see you next time on Discover Vancouver, Washington.